So there was this job that I really liked in my early 20s, and I had a lot of hesitations about applying for it because they were paying $60,000, which to me at that time was really a lot of money. And I wasn't really sure if, frankly, I was good enough for that job that paid $60,000. So I actually never ended up applying for the job, even though I was really passionate about it and really thought there was a small chance that I could get it, but I never applied. Fast forward a year later, I met someone working at that exact business, and they said, you know what, we saw that you were applying last year and you would have easily had that $60,000 a year job. Why did you not apply? What I realized later, it was because of my own self-esteem and my self-belief that I wasn't worth $60,000 a year. Now I later learned and have later read that there are 100 times as many applicants for the lowest tier of jobs as there are for the higher tiers, even making 100K versus 40K. And it's not always because of the differences in skills. It's the differences in self-esteem and belief. If you believe you're willing to do the work of a 60 or 80 or 100K or 250K job, there's a much higher chance you can get that even if you don't have the skills right now. But in this video, I want to share why so many of us have low self-esteem and lack self-confidence and what you can do about it. Hey guys, Alex Hine, author of the book Master the Day. Now the first link in the description, I've included a free set of journaling prompts. There's one free journaling worksheet that you can use to help gain insight into your life, kind of get your life together, and plot a course going forward to build your most exciting year. So you can click the first link in the description down below to download that and check it out. So I guess the real million-dollar question is, why do so many of us have low self-esteem? I mean, if self-esteem determines everything you do in life, jobs you apply for, dating and marriages that work out or don't work out, going after your dreams, your goals, what determines that? The first thing is really your parents, because you can have parents that are like, you know, I know you did your best and I'm proud of you, but you can do better. Now compare that to, you're a piece of shit, Kelly. I told you if you don't get A's, don't even bother coming home. What do you think that does to a kid? It also happens through school. So I was bullied a lot in school, and a lot of other people, besides being bullied, they have these beliefs about being good at sports or bad at sports, smart intellectually or dumb intellectually, and we develop these stories, these narratives about our own self-identity. And sometimes it's just life. So sometimes maybe you get into relationships over and over and over, and they don't work out due to you, due to something you do or don't do. And after 5 failed relationships, you're like, maybe I'm just a messed up person. Like maybe I'm always in these bad relationships because I don't deserve a good relationship, or there's something deeply flawed and wrong with me. That stuff gets under your skin. But I don't want this video to be why we have low self-esteem. And self-esteem is the thing that will determine your trajectory in life. Because if you don't even believe you can do it or you deserve it, then why bother even trying? And think about what that does in love and work and just being happy. So there are two processes I went through over a period of about 10 years to really dramatically improve my self-esteem to the point now where I think I can pretty much get almost anything I want, almost with no exceptions. Now, the 2-piece process is a small but doable task and self-respect. When I started building my business, I was writing articles online, and I was editing them all, putting in the pictures, writing it all, researching it all. And at that time, I had no interest or belief or possibility, or I did not think I would ever write a book, or I could ever write a book, that these things were possible. I didn't think they were possible. But eventually in my business, what happened was I wrote articles, and then I figured out how to get those articles better. I created products, I had coaching clients, and each week, I just focused on getting a little bit better than I was before. So eventually, not only did I write articles, and then I developed the belief that I could write good articles, then I shot YouTube videos. And even though before I didn't believe that I could, as soon as I started shooting them and improving them, then I was like, I got this YouTube game down. I know how to create a decent video. And then that gave my self-esteem a +1 point. Just like writing an article did here, creating a course did here, coaching a client did here, creating a YouTube video did here. And then it came time to, what if I wrote a book? That would be a really scary goal for me 5 years ago. I never in a million years would have dreamed about putting that together. And now I have multiple books. So what really happened? When you choose a small but doable challenge, what you do is you gain one self-esteem point. It's like an experience point when you're playing a video game. You get 1 XP for every small but doable challenge you do that you complete. And you have to complete it, because if you don't, it leads to this belief that, see, I told you I never followed through on the things I said. So when it came to me writing a book, it wasn't the book that was the true challenge. It was the 100 things that came before that gave me the self-esteem and the confidence to even try. So in your life right now, try to find an area where you can challenge yourself enough that it's both a challenge and it's something doable that you can complete. Run a mile, write an essay that's something you're passionate about, knit a scarf, ask out one person that's low risk and not that scary. Find a small but doable challenge every day. The second part of developing self-esteem is practicing the skill of self-respect. Because if you don't respect yourself, there's no way you can have confidence when you're encountering adversity in life. When I was in my teens, the first girl I was ever really into that I felt, the butterflies around, when we were seeing each other casually, it never really bloomed into a true relationship. When I was around her friends, or my friends, or just in general, sometimes she had the habit of actually criticizing me in front of other people. Like she would say the things that I'm not doing well, or Alex, yeah, you're so skinny, you need to eat more and go to the gym more. And she would just say these things. And you have to imagine what kind of person I was to tolerate that. How low and where my self-esteem must have been to kind of tolerate that crap. Because no one should have to. And it doesn't mean there's not things you don't have to work on. It doesn't mean some of those things weren't true. Some of them were. But tolerating someone doing that behavior in front of other people, or even just one-to-one, my self-esteem was low enough that I felt I was so grateful to have her, it was worth me tolerating this shit coming out of her mouth. Now the thing is, a person who really likes themselves would never tolerate that kind of behavior. If you really like and you genuinely love yourself, you wouldn't tolerate that behavior. And this goes way worse in relationships to physical abuse, being beaten, all kinds of manipulation. But if you have self-respect, you don't tolerate that crap. So self-respect shows up in 2 big ways. It shows up in treating yourself well, which means if you fail at something, rather than being like, I'm such an idiot, my mom was right, I'm such a dumbass, I'm never gonna succeed, it's, all right, I know you can do better. You're doing great now, but you can do better. I know it. So it's being more gentle with yourself, but firm. And the second part of self-respect is respecting yourself enough to not tolerate crap from other people, to say no to other people, to say this is my standard, meet it, or piss off. That's what a boundary is called. So self-respect comes from treating yourself well and liking yourself well enough that you don't tolerate poor behavior from other people. So in your own life, just reflect on this. Where are you not treating yourself well because you're tolerating the crap from other people? So in dating, you're tolerating people being late, calling you out publicly, saying mean things, not treating you well. When your standards here, they're here, but you're tolerating it for some reason. Or with friends. Maybe you have friends that some of them are more flawed than others. Some friends are negative. Some don't show up for you when they say they will. Some say some things and they never back it up with their action. That's you tolerating that behavior rather than drawing a boundary and saying, guess what? That's not cool that you do that. And if you do that again, I don't want to hang out with you. Because there's plenty of humans in the world that I can be friends with that are positive and inspiring, and you're not being at that level right now. So that is the self-respect of don't waste my goddamn time because I'm doing things and I don't have time to be around people who don't respect themselves or respect me. All right, guys, deep video here, but this is literally the most important topic in the world because if you don't believe in yourself enough, you'll never try to do the things that are valuable and important to you in life. And it comes down, for me, to a small but doable challenge you regularly do, and also the self-respect of treating yourself well when you're by yourself and treating yourself well by not tolerating poor treatment from other people in your life. So I hope that helps. Of course, if you want to reflect on this more, the first link in the description is for a journaling worksheet that can help you plan out your year, but also really kind of get your life together, get it organized, deal with some of these stories and past experiences that may have affected your self-esteem. So you can check it out, the first link in the description, and then check out my last videos there and there.